Hello everybody! Today we're going to be learning solving inequalities using addition and subtraction. There are four symbols for inequalities. As you may have already learned, we have greater than, and we have less than, and we have greater than or equal to, and we have our less than or equal to. Four symbols. These four symbols have different way of graphing, and we're going to learn how to graph as well as how to solve. First, we need to learn how to read inequalities properly. A lot of times inequalities are read from left to right, which is actually incorrect. You always have to read the variable first. The rule is always read the variable first. Well, so for example, in this case, x is on the left, so naturally we would read from left to right, and we would read that as x is greater than 7. Secondly, the second inequality has greater than or equal to first of all, and the variable is on the right hand side. So even though the symbol looks like it's greater than or equal to, if you look at the variable, isn't the variable less than -4? The symbol shows you that whatever number on the right hand side has to be less than or equal to -4. So you have to read the variable first by reading y is less than or equal to -4. Okay, before we move on to solving the inequalities, we have to understand what open circle and closed circle means. When you have greater than or less than, we consider these guys to be open circle, like so when we're graphing that. This open circle comes when we are graphing, and it's open because wherever this circle goes, for example, it goes at 3, that means 3 is not included as part of the answer. So for example, x is less than -3, so we would say -3 and -2, -1 and 0. Just fill in the graph. And we would say this is an open circle because it's less than. Open circle, and we know that x value, whatever this value right here, has to be less than -3, smaller than -3. So it could be -4, it could be -5, it could be -1000. Therefore, our graph should look like it's going to the left. So, and some possible answers are -4, -5. It could even be -3.1. As long as it's less than -3, cannot be -3. In this case, we have y is greater than or equal to. When you have greater than or equal to or less than or equal to, your circle is closed. We have our closed circle, and that means that number where the circle is included in the solution. So for example, if we have y is greater than or equal to 2.52 and 5/10, and this is a closed circle, it's close to circle because that equal to means to include 2.5. And we would label the graph something like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, -1. And I would mark 2.5 somewhere here. 2.5. And I'm going to mark it as 2.5. And my graph would have to go to the right or to the left. Which direction do we go? Y has to be greater than or equal to 2.5. So it can be 2.5, it can be 3, it can be 4, and so forth. So it would go to the right. And some possible answers are 2.5 is actually a possible answer. You can include 2.5. It can be 3 or 4 and so forth, etc. Now we have our one-step inequality where we have to solve and we have to graph. So in this case, in order to find the answer, we subtract 4 to both sides as if we are solving equation. It's very similar to solving equations. We subtract 4 to both sides, which gives us 4 minus 4 makes it 0. So we have x is less than or equal to, and you add these two to negative 10. Now, this is a closed circle because it's less than or equal to, so this is a closed circle. And at negative 10, so negative 10, negative 9. Okay, and we have our closed circle at negative 10. And I know that one of the possible answers is negative 10, but it can also be negative 11 because that's smaller than negative 10, negative 12, negative 13, and so forth. So my graph would have to go to the left. And possible answers, negative 10, negative 11, and negative 12. Here we solve in the same way. We add 3 to both sides. Then we have our k, same symbol. Looks like it's a less than and 1. But remember that we have to read the variable first. Always read the variable first. And we know that variable, this is actually greater than, bigger than 1. So we have to read this as k is greater than 1. And this is an open circle at 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and I fill in the rest. And I have my open circle at 1. And my arrow goes, my k is greater because k is bigger. So k, you would have to draw your arrow to your right and some possible answers. Again, 1 cannot be an answer because it's not including 1. However, 1.5 is a possible answer. And 2, 3, and 4th. And here is our word problem. Jenny wants to give 3 cookies to her friends. She wants to have at least. That is an inequality word. I have provided you with some inequality words: at least, at most, less than, more than, below, above, no more than, and no less than. These are some very popular inequality words. So she wants to have at least meaning she wants to have 12 cookies or more, right? So she wants to have 12 or more cookies left for the party tomorrow. Let X represent how many cookies Jenny should make. So Jenny wants to have 12 cookies or more, or at least 12 cookies. So however many cookies that she makes, and after giving some away to her friends, she wants to have at least 12 cookies, so 12 or more. So 12 or more on this side after giving away. If X represents how many cookies Jenny should make, so Jenny should make this many cookies. She's going to give away 3, and she should still have at least 12 cookies. So there is the inequality for this equation. I'm going to erase the box so you can see and rewrite this. So x minus 3 is greater than or equal to 12. Go ahead and try some practice problems. The link to this worksheet that includes the answer sheet is in the link below. Please follow and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on other videos.